I'm Dr. Chad Sloden from Sports and Family Chiropractic, serve in southeastern Wisconsin. Here we specialize in sports injuries, work injuries, and auto accidents. I'm here with Nick. Nick's a patient of ours. He is an avid hockey player and sports enthusiast. He plays goalie, more of a weekend warrior nowadays than actually playing collegiately or in high school. He did that in the past. So he comes in. He's got a lot of upper shoulder and neck tightness as a result of what he does being a goalie, raising repetitive type motion, things of that nature, as well as some issues down the biomechanical chain into the mid-back and into the lower back and hip as well. Okay, so the first area we're going to adjust on Nick is his rib articulations. We call it your costovertebral joints. That's where your rib cage actually wraps around and inserts onto your spine. They sit in shallow little facet joints where the actual bones and the ribs articulate, and every now and then they can get pulled or rotated out of position, and you can feel that all through there. You feel that up through there?
Yep.
Okay. So here we go. We're going to make that contact. When I do that, I'm going to have you take a deep breath in, all the way out, all the way. Good. Good. So you get an instant relief like that. Sorry, I had to sort of light you up like a Christmas tree, but that's just part of it. Yeah, bring that arm back down. Same thing here. We're probably not going to get as much movement or cavitation on this side, but that's okay. Same thing. Deep breath in. Let it out. Let it out. Good. Okay. We get a lot of restrictions to this area just because usually it's postural, meaning in our society, our chins tend to jet out over our shoulders, and that puts excess strain on this area of the spine and the musculature in this area. So what we're going to do is go through and just manipulate these areas in here. I'm sure you can feel that sort of in there, huh? That restriction, yep. And same thing there. So you should have a little bit of bounce in the spine, and yours in here it sort of feels like a brick, or I'm pushing the cement there as well. Here, you're pretty good. Here needs work, here needs work, and we know up here already needs work. So, okay, so this same thing, I'm gonna have you take a deep breath in. You're gonna feel my weight come onto you here. Good. See it. I don't even have to do anything. And blow on you. That's good. Okay, so great movement there. How does that feel?
Good.
Good. Okay. And so in order to get movement and manipulate this joint as to where it needs to be, sometimes we've got to be a little bit aggressive. So with that, you're going to feel me contact it here. And maybe turn your head to this side for me. Good. And just relax. Good. Feel okay?
Yep.
We're going to come around and do it on the other side. This is my weak side, so it may not be as forceful as the other side. Same thing, turn your head over to the right for me. Oh, it doesn't require as much, that's pretty easy. Good. And again, just trying to restore some movement in there, and you'll feel all this when we get up and have you start moving around a little bit. So here is checking the level of your pelvis. Left pelvis is slightly up. What that means is your pelvis is slightly rotated or shifted, okay? It's not uncommon. We see that in just about everyone. It's pretty rare we see someone that has a perfectly level pelvis or a pelvis that isn't rotated. Good. Relax. So there we can see feet are pretty good. Come down here, you get a little bit of difference. And again, because your rotation here isn't so bad, I don't expect to see a great difference in your leg length. Again, nothing that we have to be overly concerned about. Just something that we wanted to address. And this too can contribute to what's going on in the front of your hip, that hip flexor tightness. Okay, so we'll address that here in a little bit. But the first thing we're going to do is just put a little movement in the SI joint. So here it is, testing the waters, making sure things aren't too hard for you here. Does that feel okay? Okay. So you're going to get 3 thrusts here, right over that SI joint. So now we're just going to recheck. And now you can see that your pelvis is actually on your left side is slightly lower. So that's fine. It was high before, now it's low. feet are good, feet are still good. So with this, it's going to be a little louder than what you heard with the other adjustments, just because the cervical spine is closer to your ears, okay? Mm-hmm. Nothing to be scared about or worried about, it's part of the process. Some people say it sounds just like Rice Krispies, or personally I think it sounds like a tree branch is breaking, but. Alright, so the first area we're going to adjust is C2, C3 here on your left side. Just try to relax the best you can. Wiggle your toes a little bit. Good. There's not a whole lot going on your right side. You have no real swelling capsules. I can feel a little bit of restriction in that area of the spine. But from a capsule standpoint, it feels pretty good. So, same thing here. Now we're just going to traction you, make you a little bit taller. Probably feel this all the way down the low back, huh?
Yeah, it feels good.
The spine is a column, right? You have bones stacked on the top of discs, bones stacked on top of discs. Okay, you're going to feel this one all the way down into your low back as well. Again, just relax. Same thing the other way there. Clench just lightly for me. Feel okay?
Mm-hmm.
Good. So now we're just rechecking your movement. Remember that swelling that we felt right there?
Yeah.
The swelling capsule is completely gone, right? Yeah, I don't feel it anymore at all. How's that feel? Okay?
Good. Better.
Good. Okay. We're going to adjust the low back here. So go ahead and lay on you can face me this way. So now we're going to put a little motion into your lumbar spine. Same sort of premise as we did before. You're going to feel me contact on your skin and try to get a little bit of rotation and release in those vertebral bodies. And all the way out, keep breathing, keep breathing. Ooh, good. Gotta feel okay, right?
Yeah, that was good.
Alright, we're going to do the same thing over here. Alright, give me one more deep breath all the way out. Good. Okay, go ahead and lay back on your back for me there. We're just going to let things settle in. I'm just going to adjust your feet and ankle here. Good. Okay, come on up for me there. How's that feel up through there?
Very good. Very loose.
Do it feeling how you were 20 years ago. I mean, not that long. 15 years ago. This is Dr. Chad, Sports and Family Chiropractic. We specialize in sports injuries, work injuries, and car accidents. Dr. Nick, another satisfied patient. We do things a little bit different here. It's not just the adjustment and send you on your way. We address all areas of issue, like you saw today. So, thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
And we will see you soon.
Thanks.